If your offer has already been sold to warm leads and suddenly you bring in cold traffic and it doesn't convert, it's usually not your offer. It's your sales page that's doing the wrong job. And most coaches don't realize this because your sales page looks right, but it doesn't feel right to the buyer. In this video, I'll explain what your sales page is doing that's causing your offer to not be sold effectively. Now you might think,
you know what? People have been buying my things. Like my warm leads have been buying my things. It's just the cold leads. Why is it the sales page's problem?
well, your warm leads already know who you are. They've been invested into your world. They kind of got used to who you're talking to. They've been with you. They've been in your circle. So they trust you inherently. But when you're starting to target cold leads, when you want to go wide, you need to be very specific. Most sales pages fail because they're written to make sense, not to make them feel something. AKA, you're not tugging at their heartstrings. Your sales page makes sense to them logically and it's convincing them logically. But you check all their boxes intellectually. But the thing about buyer decision is that it's not made logically. So even though it makes sense, it doesn't move them to make the sale. And that's because emotionally you did not speak to them. See, without emotional investment, all it takes is one bad thing for them to be like, nope, not for me. When a lead is looking at your sales page, they're not looking for a reason to say yes. They're looking just for one thing, to be like, no. It could be like at checkout, there's a coupon box and like, I don't have a coupon. No, maybe not now. Or it could be like a price point. They'll be like, you know what? If this was like 97, I would get it. But because it's like 107, nah, I'm not gonna get it. But when you're able to touch them emotionally, all these things that you're subtly saying no to vanishes away. For me, that's like the Dyson. Like its suction power is not that good. Logically, I feel like there's other things in the market that's probably better. But emotionally, it got to me because like it works. So I bought it. Another big thing that I also see that's causing sales pages to fail is that you don't sound like them. Look, I know you're a subject matter expert. Like you're a coach for a reason, right? But the problem with that expert lens is that you tend to talk like an expert. You talk like you're probably in a doctor conference talking to other doctors. You need to talk like your patients, like the people that you're coaching. If your sales page doesn't use phrases like they use in daily life, the way they use to describe their problem, you're not going to convince them because they're like,
this person doesn't talk like me. This person doesn't describe their problem like me. How are they supposed to help me? They clearly don't get my problem.
They want to know from your sales page that you understand them. You know where they're coming from. And they gauge that based on how you talk, how you write the sales page. Sure, you are an expert, but use their language to get through to them. And lastly, your sales page is not specific enough. You're not talking to one specific person. Oftentimes when clients work with me, they always say, oh, you know, I want to target as many people as possible. I want to help as many people as possible. The thing about that is if you're talking to so many people, you're talking to nobody. You need to have a person in mind that who you're writing the sales page to. Think about the clients that you've served before, like the one-on-one clients that you serve, or any client that you are serving, like warm leads and things like that. Go deep. How old are they? What do they like? What do they not like? How do they talk? Like I had a client who joined this program solely because this person curses. And she's like, yes, I rock with people who curse. So you need to be specific towards who you're talking to on the sales page so that when you do write it out and it's presented on a sales page, they know it's them. Instead of reading something like,
yeah, I kind of get it, like what their solution to the problem that I have is, but like I don't think they're talking about me. I feel like this is targeting like this other like group of people.
this person might have been a good fit, but because your page is not specific to them, they're like, that's not for me. And you lost the sale. Now that you know what on your sales page that's potentially causing cold leads to not purchase as much as warm leads, let's also make sure that your offer has this one big thing that really helps decide if your solution is for them or not for them. See you in the next video.